apartheid is not a South African crime, it's a crime defined in international law, in the UN Convention for the Suppression and Punishment of the Crime of Apartheid that was passed in 1973 and enacted in 1976. The crime was defined as an international crime which applied in South Africa. The South African regime applied, was guilty of the crime of apartheid. But that doesn't mean that you've got to prove identity to South Africa to prove that any system is apartheid. You had apartheid in the United States, we just did not call it that then, because there was no UN convention. In the South, that's exactly what you had. So how is that different from just racism? Because quite often we hear from the lobby, oh, so the US has racism, France, Britain, big democracies have racism. Why are you picking only on Israel and calling it an apartheid state? Well, apartheid and racism are not exactly equivalent. To qualify as an apartheid state, you must enact the racism in laws and institutionalize it. So when you have a systematic regime of racial oppression of one racial group against another, systematic means also in law, it's a legalized and institutionalized system of discrimination, that's apartheid. So if you have a law in the United States that says if you're not a Protestant, you're not entitled to this, and that right, that would be apartheid. That a certain category of citizens are entitled to the entire set of rights, whereas another category of citizens are not. That's apartheid. When people are denied basic rights based on their identity, ethnicity, religion, whatever other identity attribute. And that's exactly what Israel has. Israel has more than 50 laws that discriminate against its quote-unquote non-Jewish citizens, the indigenous Palestinians.